People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me is my friend Joe.
Hey now.
Together we do a podcast called Kinda Right. And
Yes, we do.
in our last podcast, this is show 74. Our last podcast was 73. And I'm going to do a brief recap of show 73 because it was a brief show.
Why would you recap it?
Because I recap shows once in a while, and I'm choosing to recap this right now.
Okay.
So
Can't people just listen to it? If
Yeah.
they're too fucking lazy, they can.
I like your extra commentary on once in a while. Because listen.
All right, you do your thing.
We were joined by
you-
Evan after.
I don't want you getting upset.
I'm not going to get upset. What I will get upset about is if you continue to not speak into the microphone.
I'm talking right into it.
Oh, you're doing good now. So,
Hey, you know,
good.
not to interrupt. If
Right.
if I go like woohoo into this really loud,
Yeah,
it distorts.
yeah.
Is that the quality of the microphone?
No, that's just because
Meaning, if it was a better microphone, would it
it would distort less, but it would still distort. You know,
So
that's not the microphone distorting. That's just because of the board we're using and the volume levels that we're at. And
is it because the board we're using is cheap?
listen,
Or
it's
is it
no
just-
cheaper than any other fucking. The bottom line is you're probably not supposed to yell into a microphone. You know what I mean? You know, although they have microphone. I've put microphones on guitar fucking amplifiers before for a PA, and they can take it. So yeah, no, it's all about what your setup is, and we're not set up for you to be yelling into a microphone. We're set up for you to be talking into a microphone.
That's why it's got. Well, that's sort of why it's a talk show, right, Al?
Yeah, man. So we were joined by my son Evan, and it's always lovely to see Evan. And we talked about jobs in America. Remember we talked about that? We talked about the Supremes, and I'm not talking about Diana Ross and the girls. I'm talking about the Supreme Court for a little bit. We talked about celebrity funerals, free speech, cops, the judicial system as a whole, toxic scents, post-birth abortion.
Post-birth abortions, always. It's one of my favorite
It's a
subjects.
great subject. It comes up every once in a while.
I wonder how the liberals feel about that.
Post-birth abortion?
Yeah, I'm sure Now, the conservatives hate the abortion, but they're all for the post-birth abortion. Meaning, when they gotta fucking zap somebody, like in Texas. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Meaning, life is very precious while it's in the womb. I wonder if they did a DNA test and they could tell this woman's going to give birth to a fucking serial killer, right?
Maybe one day.
What would the Republicans do then? What would the Bible beaters do then? Would they be like, this is a guaranteed serial killing fetus right here.
Yeah.
Might kill the doctor on the way out.
I think they would say I don't deal in hypotheticals, and they wouldn't answer you on at all, never mind honestly. You know what I mean?
But they got no problem cooking up a retard down in Texas.
Right.
No problem whatsoever.
Right.
Meaning somebody that has an IQ less than 75,
Right.
they will fucking
Execute.
will cook his ass.
I'm not a death penalty guy. I'm not even anti-death penalty. I don't like it. If it was up to me, there wouldn't be a death penalty.
If it was up to me, there wouldn't be a death penalty because I don't think.
I don't like the state being able to fucking put
No,
someone
I
down.
don't either. I
That's
don't
fucking
like it.
ridiculous. It's really ridiculous that we just. It's the one thing about America. That's my least favorite thing about America. That parts of it, the state can fucking take someone's life.
Thing, but it's certainly not a.
It's definitely my least favorite thing about America.
Have seen.
Well, that and income tax.
I have seen enough prosecutors who have been found to be wrong, who have actually hidden evidence that would have exonerated. And for some reason, they never end up in fucking jail either. I don't understand that. But They've literally found people that have hidden evidence. And these people, you just got to remember out there, not everybody's a good person. There are some really bad people. And unfortunately, really bad people end up a lot of times being very powerful, meaning these prosecutors. And they want to win. It's a win thing. It's not a, you got a guy here that didn't do it.
Right.
Fuck that. He's a Negro. He did it. They just want to stack up wins. They don't give a shit if the guy did it. Which if you think about it is retarded, because if you put the wrong guy in jail who, killed a woman and raped and killed a woman or a kid or whatever, you still got the guy out there.
Right.
So, what good does that do if you fucking... I've never understood that. What good does it do to put the wrong person in jail other than, you put somebody in jail so you show that you're doing your job or something?
See why I like to recap the last show? I just got a quick 6 minutes out of you. That was awesome. You said when we started that you were feeling chatty. Just give me another minute, all right?
I didn't remember I talked about... I don't know what you just said, actually.
It was post-birth abortion got you to...
Post-birth abortion.
Somehow that got you to fucking execution, corporal punishment. So we talked a little bit about Kavanaugh and the Dems, and that's still going on. It's a spectacle. Cory Booker released classified fucking documents. Did you see that?
Well, I'm reading... I have not seen a TV clip on it.
Yeah.
But I went and I spent a half an hour looking at it.
It's
Real Clear Politics and the Drudge Report.
It's amazing theater.
And none of these emails...
Hey, by the way, I got to say...
Would you shut the fuck up? None of these emails, the GOP insists, are classified at all. They've already been cleared to be released. So,
yeah.
Cory Booker... You have to understand something about Cory Booker.
Yeah, he's not that smart.
And this has nothing, if you're thinking this is a race thing, it's not. I know people like Cory Booker.
You're a racist prick, admit it. Go ahead.
I'm just not. Cory Booker is a dumb man. Okay? And you say, well, how could he be dumb? I mean, he's is Cory Booker a lawyer?
He's a politician. I don't know if he's a lawyer. I don't think he's a lawyer. He couldn't possibly be a lawyer.
I don't
There's
know.
no
if he's
way
a
Cory
lawyer.
Booker's a lawyer.
But
There's
you
just
can
no way.
You can be dumb.
Most lawyers are
In
smart.
the sense of...
Are you
Let me put it to you
Wikipediaing him? Or do you need me to do it? I'll do it if you want me to.
What?
Do you want me to Wikipedia him and see if he's a lawyer?
No, I just did.
Is he a lawyer?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either.
He went to Stanford.
Fucking
He got a BA and an MA.
Oh, good. But what do you get an MA in?
I think he's an
Political science.
education guy.
Okay, you're right. He is, actually. I think he's an education guy.
But here's what I mean when I say dumb. Like, this guy can sit down and take a test. He's dumb because he doesn't see the whole picture. He doesn't get it. You know what I mean?
No.
He's a high functioning retard.
Yeah, Charlie
in
Murphy
the
style.
words in the
Rest in peace.
words
Rest in
of
peace.
Charlie, the great Charlie Murphy.
Great Charlie Murphy.
I've been trying to put a label on these people. John Kerry is another one. John Kerry is you know what? He's probably a pretty nice guy, and he certainly knows his way. He's very sophisticated. He's a very, he's reached some of the highest levels of power, but he makes horrible decisions. He makes. It's so when I use the word dumb, I'm not talking about drooling fucking idiot. I'm talking about that the Cory Booker, John Kerry, and believe me, I just can't think of one, but Republicans on the other side, because I'm not just picking on Democrats, are just, they're fucking dumb. So Cory's releasing these fucking emails thinking that this is going to, What Corey doesn't understand is,
English,
well, he certainly doesn't. And look,
math.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a scholar, but you can read. If you can read and think, you can read some of these Supreme Court decisions. And if you want somebody in there that's not going to follow the law and is going to do what they want, or they're going to bend things to mean what they don't mean, then you should have
A court full of Ruth Bader Ginsburgs.
that would be a court full of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But God forbid if there's something that you care about and it goes before them and they're not with you on it and it goes the other way. And that's the thing that I don't get. What we're trying to do here is put people on the Supreme Court that go, you know what? You want a Supreme Court that is not a legislative body. You want a Supreme Court that is as inactive as possible on things. Meaning you want them to say, you know what? We can't decide on this because this isn't in our purview. We can't do anything about this.
Right.
We have to hand this back down to whatever. Or in a very, very narrow form, say this isn't our deal. You know, we're not going to legislate here. And unfortunately, that's happened quite a bit. Now, it's worked out great for, you know, if you're gay. It worked out great for abortion. And, I'll have to go dig if I can find where it didn't work out for the left. But it's not a good thing. It's a dangerous thing to have people on there that they're willingly, and they're not dumb. They're willfully disregarding the law. So that's my thing. And Cory Booker is dumb. I just think he's dumb. I think that if you got, I think he's intellectually, I think he's probably logically moronic.
Yeah.
Meaning maybe he's got a really good people with a very good memory can seem extremely bright. And I
pull it right off because I have a pretty good memory.
Like
That's
Al's
why
got a
people
good
think I'm
memory, and he
smart.
can tell you every president and
Yeah,
what they did.
That makes
and I can't
me seem
do
smart.
that.
You know, I'm not really that smart.
And I'm not. And memory is a form of.
I did read a lot when I was a kid, though. I read a lot.
Memory is a form of intelligence. There is some intelligence to being able to remember stuff. It takes a degree of intelligence. But if you got a great memory and a pretty shitty processor, then you're basically going to be, you know, you can go and you can become what did he get his degree in?
I'm going to look that up because you refused to tell me. I'm looking it up.
Well, I was Stanford, the Queen's College, Oxford,
He's
Mass.
got to have. It's got to be education.
Oh, he's got a
Juris Doctor.
Yes, from Yale.
So did he ever pass the bar?
But he's still dumb.
Yeah.
See, it doesn't matter. He's got a great
He may not
memory.
have passed the bar.
Got a great memory.
Good call, by the way. Good call. You knew he was a lawyer.
I thought he was a lawyer. But he's got a shitty logic. He's got a shitty processor. And he's a nice enough guy. I don't even, and I just think, and
He's fucking electable.
I also think that he gets in over his head.
He's so going to get his ass kicked in the Democratic primary for president to 2020. He's definitely running. And that's why a lot of this spectacle is going on right now. Wow, he's a full year younger than me.
Yeah, it's just, I think Cory is a nice enough guy. I don't think he's... All right, so you got a bachelor in political science.
Oh, I called that.
A master in sociology.
Oh, all right, and a Juris Doctor. I called his degrees, remember?
Well, I believe you.
I said political science and either
those are
philosophy
about
or sociology.
as brain dead as you can get. and then you can go get a law degree after that.
Yale. He got his law degree at Yale. He operated free legal clinics for low-income residents of New Haven, which is cool. Booker was a fine. All right. So does that mean that he passed the bar? He must have.
I don't
Not
know.
necessarily. I don't think you have to have passed the bar to run a legal clinic.
I don't know.
You know. Obviously, Joe, Cory Booker's a pretty smart guy.
No, he's dumb.
You think so?
Yeah. If I stick to it.
Wow. I don't think he's an intellectual heavyweight, but
No, he's dumb.
I'm pretty sure he's smarter than me. I'll put it that way.
Cory Booker is dumb. And in the way that I described it, Cory has a bad processor.
Right.
I'm trying to do things here.
Well,
Did he pass the bar?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Was that fucking lightning? Oh, my God. For those of you, look it up wherever you were. All of you who listen, other than you, Dave, I probably know what I'm talking about. It was weird. At about 5:15, it fucking got really dark. For Beth, it was just starting to get dark, and I drove into it, and it rained fucking, semi-biblically briefly. And now there's a lot of lightning around. It was humid all week, and this thing rolled in. We haven't had a real thunderstorm this year. Maybe one or two claps, Can you think of another one? We didn't really have a lasting thunderstorm like this one this year.
There hasn't been.
Yeah. So I like thunderstorms when I'm home. I really do. When I'm home, I don't mind a good fucking thunder and lightning show, But when I'm out,
here's what I'm talking about.
I hate it.
Cory Booker.
Go ahead.
And these are the kind of articles that I've kind of found beforehand that aided in my opinion. And here's one from the Daily Beast.
Were you going to talk about this guy? Is this something you were prepared for?
No.
Oh, my God. You're on fire. Go.
The Daily Beast, which is not this is no Republican publication. And it's entitled The Ugly Truth About Cory Booker, New Jersey's Golden Boy. And
another golden child.
And basically, he was in Newark. He was the mayor?
He was the mayor of Newark, yep.
And he had skyrocketing crime. He abandoned many of his allies.
Yep.
And he kind of left the place
worse than when he got it.
Yeah, he's just
worse than when he got it.
You know why? Because he's fucking dumb.
He's a regular Rahm Emanuel.
He's dumb.
Another one, by the way.
Yeah, but Rahm's not dumb.
No,
Rahm's
I don't think
very
so.
Clever.
I don't think Rahm's done either, but he's an awful mayor. He's terrible.
Well, I don't know if Rahm's an awful mayor. Rahm's an awful person.
Yeah, well, we know that.
See, now, I don't think Cory Booker is an awful person. I think Rahm Emanuel is an awful person.
Yeah, Rahm Emanuel's definitely a bad guy.
Rahm Emanuel, look, when you do shit like this, when you delay the release of information, which was that the city of Chicago paid $5 million to the family of somebody who was shot by the police, and you delay that information until you're reelected,
Yeah.
you are an evil person.
Yeah, that's
Because
about as slimy as it gets.
The people of Chicago have a right to know.
That's dirty pool, man.
Yeah, that's fucking evil.
Chicago,
What you're essentially doing
and
is you are
that's your
saying,
that's your Democratic Party. That's your Democratic Party out there.
even though
that's
this
you.
happened under my watch, I'm gonna make sure this information doesn't come to the light of day until I'm reelected.
I mean, that's classic Democratic Party bullshit that's been going on for 150 years.
So Booker is one of these guys. I think he's probably a nice guy, but he's just fucking dumb. And I mean that in a, can he complete a sentence? Sure, but he's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to run anything. He can't run anything. You know, it doesn't make you a bad guy.
So is he's a right place at the right time kind of guy? Is that what you're attributing his?
Well, I think people like him. I think he's popular in the sense that people like him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's likable,
I hear he's a good dancer,
which is why.
and he tips well.
He's friends with
seems like-
Oprah.
Yeah, he seems like
and
a
he's
good guy.
Friends with, Mark Zuckerberg came in and gave the city of Newark $100 million or something.
So he's charming. Maybe he's a salesman.
Yeah, I think he is a salesman.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Of
if
some
you're a
sort.
politician, you have to be a salesman. You're selling yourself.
Oh, he's selling your soul. That's for sure, Joe. That's what I do every day, going to fucking New Bedford. Still, I've sold
Selling
my
your
soul.
soul?
Yeah, my soul is being eaten away little by little.
Hey, let me have one of those fireballs in there.
Little by little, my soul is being nibbled away.
I was watching
I gotta fucking get the fuck out.
a Ralphie May comedy special. Ralphie May is a fucking genius, by the way. He's fat, but he's a genius.
He's funny as fuck.
He is funny as fuck.
Yeah.
He's right. And he gets away with a lot of shit. And he was talking about Fireball being a fucking evil liquor. Evil liquor.
And here's why: because you can drink a mess of them. It's so bad for it's not. It's only like it's 66 proof, which is 33%. So it's not that hard. It's like schnapps, basically. That's what it is. You're drinking cinnamon schnapps.
It's not
at the end of the
100
day.
proof.
But you drink a mess of them. The problem with the fucking, in my opinion, and I know you're going to tell me what Ralphie had to say, is it's a hangover waiting to happen. That's why you do it right. When you drink them, it's 2, maybe 3. Because
And
you
then
know
that's
if
it.
you have 8, 9, 10 of them, it's not only going to be a long day the next day, the day after that's going to be long too. All right? It's a lot of sugar to process.
Hey, speaking about sugar to process,
Yeah, man.
I watched this. There's a documentary on, I think it's Netflix, called Fasting. Now, for the most part, it's pretty fucking boring, but there was an interesting part of it, and I've tried this for the last 2 weeks, and I've failed a couple of times here. The gist is, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. And when I say whatever you want, you can't eat 20.
You got to exercise. Is that what you're going to say?
Nope.
Okay.
Although they say you have to exercise.
If you eat anything
However,
that you want.
the deal is, you don't eat a fucking thing past 6 o'clock.
Yeah. That was part of my routine.
You don't eat anything after 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
You
for me
don't
it was
eat a
9.
fucking thing.
For me, it was 9. I didn't eat after 9.
Well, that doesn't work, they say.
Well, what time do you go to
Because
bed?
The deal is that
When you go to bed at 1,
your clock, the rhythm of your clock, yeah, but your clock's still fucked up.
you know,
Your clock follows the daylight and all that bullshit.
I'm with you. That's part of my
And
problem now. I eat it late at night too much.
You will burn the calories during the day, but your body shuts down at night.
Right.
And so if you eat after, you got to think about it. 6 o'clock's pretty early. A lot of people don't get home. I mean, my buddy Ira has dinner at 8 o'clock usually,
I eat dinner late a lot.
So, and my wife doesn't get home
You
until
can't do it.
5:30. If she cooks, then it's, 6:37 before we're eating. So I'm basically, I haven't
Skipping
been
dinner?
eating. What's that, bud?
You're skipping dinner with her, but are you at least having a little
Oh, yeah.
something at 5 or 6?
And you're supposed to have a big breakfast.
Yeah, eat a big breakfast, have some fucking salad for lunch, and then have a piece of chicken and
You can
a
eat whatever
vegetable
you
at night.
want.
Yeah.
Is the thing. You can have some pizza. You can eat some junk too.
Yeah, but you can't be eating all day shit.
No,
you
this
know?
is what I'm saying. You can't.
Eat semi-sensibly.
You can't have. Look, you don't have to eat fucking 1,500
So
calories
can you tell-
and starve yourself.
Yeah, well, you do.
Basically, no, I don't think. No, the idea is,
When you drink 10,000 calories.
stay a little active,
Yeah. It is.
and stay somewhat.
So have you been
active.
doing any sort of routine with what exactly you are eating at night, or you just whatever?
No, there's no fucking diets don't work. No one will.
No,
ever
I know
stay
that.
on a diet.
No, but I'm saying. So,
However, if all you have to do, if you're a fat pig out there,
but you don't cook, is what I'm saying.
if you're a fat pig out there,
There's a lot of you.
stop eating at 6. Don't eat anything after 6.
Yeah.
Eat fucking everything you're gonna eat before 6 o'clock.
You're right. Joe, that's really good. That's only part of it, but you're right. That's good. That's good
You
advice.
will lose weight even if you're eating.
Just that. If you do just that, you'll lose a couple pounds.
If you eat the same shit
You'll level out,
that you're
though.
eating until 10 o'clock at night, before
6
before
and
6,
stop.
you will still lose weight.
Yeah, you will.
Even if you do no exercise,
Yep, you're
nothing.
right. You're right. You're right.
Because what you're basically doing is a 12 to 14-hour fast,
Yep.
and you're not eating when your body rhythm is shutting down.
You know how I dropped that 50 real quick?
Sucking dick?
No, the first 2 days, Joe.
I thought it was.
The first 2 days, I did literally nothing but liquid. And then I did don't eat after 6 for like, 6 weeks. And I lost fucking 56 pounds.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So it's true. And I'm back on. It's not even my choices or the amount of calories I'm taking. I do a lot of eating after 9 o'clock right now. And that's not good. I'm putting the weight back on.
Nope.
And I'm eating less calories during the day. But because I'm eating it at night, it's just, you know what I mean? What you got to do is go to fucking bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Then you won't eat. You know what I mean? But sometimes, you want to go to bed with a little something in your belly. You're supposed to go to bed hungry. Go to bed hungry.
So
A lot of people in this fucking world do go to bed hungry. It's nice to not
by
have
choice.
to. No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Imagine that not being a choice. I can't even imagine that.
But like after this show,
Jesus
I would
Christ,
typically
I'm vomiting
go up
over here. Sorry.
and I would eat at 9 o'clock or something like that, or 8:30, whatever it is. And that's not a good thing. I honestly didn't know that. I didn't know. So that's the thing about it.
So with the whole rain thing, so how I do the little packy run for you and me before every little show we do. So if you can picture, the gym next to the terrace has been gone for a long time, right?
Do you know Burt Reynolds is dead?
Jesus Christ. Rest in peace, Bert. I didn't know that. Was that today? It must have been, because I look at Yahoo once a day. He must have died today.
He's dead.
84. How old?
I didn't click on it.
His head was fucking shrinking
82.
into his body. All right, I was close. Hey, Burt Reynolds was fucking fun. Those Smokey and the Bandit movies, the
Burt Reynolds
fucking Cannonball Run.
Was a great.
He was in
guy,
one of
great
the.
actor.
He was in a couple great films, by the way. In my opinion, the best film that he was in, and probably his best acting, was The Longest Yard, the original Longest Yard. Adam Sandler made a rerun of it, and it wasn't the same, but Adam Sandler's Longest Yard wasn't a bad movie either. I don't know if you see. Of course, you saw it. You see everything.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't anything like Burt Reynolds.
The original Longest Yard. Am I right? Is a great film, right? I know you're not a sports guy.
Yeah.
It's not about sports. It's
No,
about
it's
prison.
not.
It's
It's
a
about-
prison. About being in prison.
Do I get to hit guards? They got that fucking animal. They got the guy that was
Richard
Jaws.
Keel. Richard Keel.
Yes,
I broke his fucking neck.
in the James Bond films, long before a lot of you probably.
Will I get to
born.
hit the guards? I'd like that.
Fucking lunatic, crazy. But he's dead.
Another great
Rest in peace, Burt.
Another great movie, and I've seen it once, and I can't watch it again. I find it to be disturbing, was Deliverance. A great film. Burt Reynolds was in Deliverance.
Absolutely,
A great film, and it was not a funny movie. Burt Reynolds did some serious shit before he started being Mr. fucking Yuck It Up. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And he's fucking funny. That's the thing that.
He's
Thing
quick-witted.
about
He's a
Burt
he's
is
a communist, by the way. He's a communist.
I don't know. He's dead. He's
Well,
not anything.
He's a dead
now.
communist.
Dead.
I mean, Burt Reynolds.
I don't know if he's a. I don't know.
And then Smokey and the Bandit, the fucking great film, and it was one of the better, one of the original
Well, they were
and
great films.
well, what I'm saying is that series was one of the original fucking sequel series. There wasn't a lot of that before, And the second one was good. The third one was not a good movie, but the second one was even good with Sally Field and her cute little tuchus. You got to admit, Sally Field was a good-looking girl, man.
Yes. Now she
I
is a
yanked-
communist. She's definitely a communist.
Yeah, well, and she played one on in a movie and won a fucking won an Academy Award for it. Norma Ray. She played Norma Ray.
Melting Nancy Pelosi is not going anywhere.
Why melting? Is that you calling her melting, or
Yeah.
you reading that?
No.
Is she melting? That's too bad. She was
Oh,
up,
have you seen her? She's
I know.
fucking melting.
up until even
like her face, her skin is starting to fall off
listen,
her face.
it happens when you get old. Up until like even 2 years ago, she was bangable. Totally bangable. Now it would be
yeah,
tough.
it's just getting really.
I would definitely rather bang Jane Fonda, and she's a few years older than Nancy.
Ugh.
Oh, I would totally bang Jane Fonda. She's beautiful, man.
I don't like Jane Fonda.
She's bangable though.
You can't go to North Vietnam.
She's the world's
during
most
the war.
bangable 80-plus-year-old. You know, she's over 80. Is Nancy Pelosi over 80?
No, but
I know her
think she's-
tits are only like 20.
I think she's. I believe she's over. She's 78.
All right, she's
believe.
getting up there. Poor Nancy. That's fine. That's okay. You know what?
You know what's not fine
I know.
is that it's time for you to go away.
It's
and you
been a while.
won't leave.
Yeah. I mean, she's the minority leader still, right?
And she will be
She
the
leads the
majority
del-
leader if they should win back the Congress.
And that'll be a whole fucking
She's
thing.
78 years old. So she's just another one of those. And this is men and women. This isn't, they're just these politicians and the greed for power. Yeah, you would think you'd fucking go back and just, enjoy your fucking vineyard that you own with your husband.
The name of this segment, folks, is Nancy Pelosi is 78,
And she's,
but her tits are like 20.
she's melting.
I'll put melting Nancy Pelosi.
And I don't think there's anything they can do. I mean, I think
melting Nancy Pelosi is 78,
she's fucking melting.
but her tits are like 20.
So Bob Woodward
Oh,
has
yeah.
released another book.
Yeah. Bob Woodward's a fucking rabble-rouser. He knows how to fucking sell books, I'll tell you that. I bet you that no other book in America will sell more copies than that book this week.
Bob Woodward,
I'm not going to read it, by the way.
who I honestly don't have an opinion.
You going to read it?
No.
Yeah.
I don't read anything.
Yeah. I'm trying to read a thing on Bobby Kennedy right now, and it's brutal.
I would never spend. If I'm going to read a book, it's going to be a work of
Fiction?
probably work of fiction.
Stop it. You fucking never read a work of fiction in your life.
Oh, sure, like
Shut up.
Stephen King, enjoyable fiction, something like that.
You picked the worst.
I wouldn't waste my time reading Bob Woodward, on Donald Trump.
I like biographies and sports books, sports biographies and political biographies. That's what I read. I devour it. I devour it.
It's very hard to do a book report on a book you haven't read.
Yeah.
However, the history
Tread lightly.
of Bob Woodward. Now, so I went and I looked. I typed in, how did Bob Woodward treat Obama?
He's got a
in
real
his
nice
book?
house, by the way.
And the thing that he did with Obama is he basically said that, Obama's this infighting and it was a fucking mess, and it was called Obama's Wars, was the name of the book under Obama. And then I looked at under how did Bob Woodward treat George W. Bush? And
Probably not well.
not well, but he didn't treat Obama well either.
No, he did. He tried to be right up the middle on Obama. He fucking
No,
kissed
he's
his ass a
not.
little bit.
What he does is, you can't write a book that is overly positive, otherwise no one will buy it. So I believe what Bob Woodward does is he writes these books, he adds some hyperbole, people come out and say it's a fucking lie, but no one's ever going to know, and he just gets away with it because he's Bob Woodward. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to. I'm looking up his house because I saw something on his house.
Oh, I know
He's got a really nice house, man. It's not ostentatiously. It's it's 6,000 or 7,000 square feet. It's not ostentatious.
Bob Woodward wrote Obama's Wars. In Obama's Wars, Bob Woodward provides the most intimate and sweeping portrait yet. He has authored
It's riverfront
18
property, by the way.
books.
That's what I do. I look up famous people's houses. I just
Really?
Yeah, I have. That's one of my like, you know what my other hobby is Google Earth, and then I look up famous people's houses, and then I find it on Google Earth. You know what I mean? It's fun.
Drawing on internal memos, classified.
By the way, I only do that at work.
I
never do that at home.
Hundreds of hours of
On my
interviews.
lunch break. On my lunch break.
Yes. So Bob,
Nobody at work listens, by the way. Can you imagine? I have not cracked at all. Nobody. I mean, all my other friends know. I've never told anyone at work. I can't tell them about this podcast. My brother, Dave. Hey, Dave. How's it going, buddy? Can't wait till you're hopefully here for a podcast. That'll be great.
yeah, the end of September, right?
That's the only. Dave, every once in a while, sends me a little text or when we talk, because we've been talking more on the phone, because he answers the phone after 10 p.m. Nashville's an hour behind, you know? So he'll pick up the phone. Plus,
What are we talking about?
we're talking about Bob Woodward, and I'm all over the place. I'm just trying to tell a little story about my brother, but that's all right. Go ahead. Bob Woodward, go ahead.
Bob Woodward.
You're prepared for Bob Woodward. Go.
I'm not really prepared.
You were
I'm
reading
just
from
saying
notes.
that his books tend to be negative on whoever he's writing about. Because if you wrote a positive book, you'd be in the tank for that person, and no one would buy your book
think
because
that-
they want to hear dirt.
Do you think that Bob Woodward voted for Richard Nixon?
I don't know.
Do you think that Bob Woodward voted
Possibly.
for Barack Obama
Possibly.
twice?
It's hard to tell.
You think Bob Woodward voted for the great Donald J. Trump? Not in a fucking million years did Bob
don't-
Woodward vote for him.
But
There's
man,
no fucking
I
way.
don't think he was a Hillary guy.
He
either.
pulled the lever for Hillary Clinton.
But you know something?
I'm agreeing with your
I think-
analysis.
I think Bob Woodward, in 2 weeks, no one will fucking care. You know?
I'm with you on this one.
Everybody's up
Again,
and down.
and here's why. The president is Teflon Don. They used to say John Gotti was the Teflon Don. Don Trump is the, you know how fucking Ivana called him the Donald? That his ex-wife his ex-wife called him the Donald.
Yeah.
He's the Don. He's the Teflon Don. He's amazing. He's amazing.
There is a great deal
The president of the
activity
United
going
States of
on.
America, Donald Trump.
to discredit this president, including there is an anonymous person who wrote an op-ed in the New York Times who works for the Trump administration, who is there to not allow the crazy things that Donald Trump wants to do to go through. So basically, you have someone working for the White House,
They're taking papers off his desk, according to Bob Woodward.
and they are
Someone sneaking in. Someone who has nothing to do with that piece of paper. I'm sneaking right now. I'm sneaking around, Joe. You know what I mean?
You know what the funny thing is that these people, you got to think about how humorless these people are because they don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me try to give an example here.
Go ahead.
So a guy like Trump comes into office. We never had a president like Trump before, ever.
Never.
Probably never will again.
I mean,
And
the great Ross Perot would have been similar, but he couldn't put it together, you know?
the thing about Trump is that Trump is a fucking salesman.
Well, yeah.
So, number one, does Trump lie all the time?
I mean, that's his expertise. That's he's expert at lying.
Well, first of all, he's a great salesman. Second of all, he loves to read about himself.
He loves it.
loves himself.
When LexisNexis was the thing, he was on that motherfucker every fucking
So
2
he
minutes.
wants to make everything about him
Yeah.
as much as possible.
Well, who else you want to be in
So-
charge?
There's things like we can go back to the swearing in ceremony where apparently Trump said to the Parks guy, "Hey, doctor those pictures up, make it look like the amount of people there was bigger than Obama's." You know what I mean? So
don't-
this is the Trump we elected.
Yeah.
So
He's
now,
funny. He's
people
funny.
make the mistake
Yeah.
that this guy is out of his mind,
He's less than out of his mind.
and
He's 100% sober, by the way, which I don't think fucking old Barack can say. Certainly not George Bush Jr.
This guy has street smarts like nobody else.
Yeah. New York City fucking
He
street
is so
smarts.
fucking smart,
Yeah.
streetwise.
Oh, yeah. And he's got a
You are
degree.
not gonna-
And he's degreed, too, by the way.
Yeah, but that doesn't really.
He's both.
It doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
thing is, if you think that, because I read this guy who wrote that wrote this op-ed, and it's like, yeah, well, Trump changes his mind on a dime, and
Well,
yeah,
who doesn't?
He probably does.
Yeah. They all do.
Because he's constantly thinking of a better way to do something. Because what he's done his entire life is try to work to trying to get a fucking building permit to build a skyscraper in New York City, and how
Right.
to finagle that, and how to
Right.
who do I have to work around, and which guys do I have to pay, and what politicians do I got to fucking
Swab their rump a little.
Oh, no, let's not do that. Let's do this. So this is a guy who knows how to get shit done. So that might look erratic, but it's actually somebody with a very high functioning mind at work.
That cat got Little Rocket Man to the table after he called him
Well,
Little
this is
Rocket Man
another thing.
and canceled. And then he got him to the table anyway. Donald Trump's a
is
fucking
another thing.
genius.
This is what he says. The guy says, Trump shows preference to dictators and despots and has little affection for the like-minded nations that, like France. And now here's the thing on that. Is there anything that we can do to France where they're going to pull their embassies out of our country and they're going to kick Americans out of their country?
I mean, I fucking just land on their shores and mow people down. I don't know. I mean,
Do you think
it's stupid.
France, the government of France, would ever do that?
Well, no, that would not be.
Not in a million
Yeah,
years.
why?
You know why? Because we fucking saved France twice.
Yeah, of course.
So the people that you need to get along with, and maybe I don't believe Trump has a huge love for Vladimir Putin.
Well, fuck.
I also don't think he certainly doesn't have a huge love for Little Rocket Man.
Yeah, I think he
But
is
when you meet
playing those guys perfectly.
He's fucking. You have to play this.
Can you imagine?
You walk out of that meeting.
Yeah.
What's more brilliant? What should he say? You walk out of that and you say, you know what? He really loves his country and he's not
Yeah.
a bad. He is fucking playing Little Rocket Man.
Joe, at
And
the
if
end of
you
the-
don't understand that, would you shut up and let me
Listen.
finish? Shut up and let me finish.
You're throwing some bait out, and I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
If you don't get that, if you don't understand that throwing out things like, "Hey, that Putin, he really knows how to run his country,"
Yeah.
isn't
brilliant. It's brilliant.
Stroking fucking
Yeah.
Putin's cock.
Brilliant.
If you don't get that, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah. Who do you want to deal with Putin? You want Donald Trump or do you want Barack Obama? Seriously,
Barack
out there,
Obama
looked
like a
Lisa.
Oh my God.
Who do you want to handle Vladimir Putin?
Barack
Obama?
He looked like a fucking
Hillary
deer in the head-
Clinton?
Oh,
No, you want Donald Trump handling that.
Putin has.
Donald Trump with no. That's bullshit too. They say he has no international fucking experience. You don't think that motherfucker's been dealing with Japanese people and German people and Chinese people? You know what I mean? That guy knows.
Deal is he's dealt with different people every day
and
for his
Russians.
whole fucking
He
life.
probably dealt with a shitload of actual Russian oligarchs and shit.
So it's
Probably some
it's
Russian
so
steel in them
amusing.
buildings.
It's so amusing. Now this is the anonymous guy who is saying this. So he's working in the Trump White House saying, well, he loves those Russians and he seems to hate all of our. No. And the reason he's not as cordial to our NATO allies as presidents past is that, one, he realizes they need us way more than we need them.
Fuck yes.
And two, they don't fucking pay their fair share.
No, they don't.
And we're a debtor
Nowhere
nation.
near their best.
Pay your fucking bills. You owe. Pay us.
Yeah.
We took that, we fucking saved that continent. Not we, but I didn't. The United States saved that fucking continent
Of Europe. We're talking about
twice.
Europe.
Twice.
By the way, all of you folks who listen in Holland, hoe gaat met je? Ik hou van jou. All right?
And eat my balls.
Yeah, all of that. Hey, we haven't done this in a while. We're going to take a quick break. Yeah, so Patty, we're back. Patty,
My wife.
now I didn't
Patty,
ask her
my
because
wife.
I didn't think until I came back down. I went upstairs to get booze. I usually bring a pint. I only brought a half pint, and it's like, it doesn't work. It's a pint. The show is a pint of booze, all right? I know
I thought you were quitting drinking for losing weight.
I've been drinking since a week after the incident.
True.
I'm sorry. I'm weak. However,
No,
I
you
haven't
don't-
been drinking a lot of
you don't
beer.
have to
I
apologize to
drink
me.
I drink vodka, but in a pinch, I'll do a Fireball or a shot of rum too. But anyway, I didn't ask her because I didn't think about it till I came. She looked a little harried. She looked a little. How did the estate sale go? Any indication? Did you make it out for that?
No, I didn't go. What do you mean
Because
she
you-
looks harried?
She just looked like she was a little. She was like cleaning and stuff. She just looked. She's usually like mellow, Patty, and hi, and she was like,
Well, she gets crazy when she has to clean shit.
"Oh, is that what it is?" Okay.
Yeah, she's a
I haven't seen that much.
she's a cleaning loon.
How did the estate sale go?
I think it went fine. They
Get rid of a lot of shit.
yes, and that was the main goal. There was nothing there of huge.
Her father
value.
didn't collect jazz records, did he?
No,
Thank
no,
God.
there was nothing like that. So I mean, I think they made $600 and they got rid of.
Oh,
a
that's
bunch of
it?
shit, which
The,
was the goal.
Speaking of jazz records, I had a yard sale last weekend for the long holiday weekend, and I didn't end up doing it on Sunday. A, because it was hot as fuck, and B, I went guitar shopping with Evan at Guitar Center. Went guitar buying, but it turned into 3.5 hours. But anyway, I put out.
Oh,
Did
you eventually buy a guitar?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you that story in a second. I put out 1,100 records, Curb Alert style, on fucking Monday night at the end, like free stuff. 1,100 records in 8 totes. Somebody came and picked up.
What do you mean? You just stuck them out on the street?
Yeah. I'm sick of them because I got out of my storage unit finally. You know how I had a storage unit for 4
Right.
years?
Store and shit.
I got out of
throw
it.
out.
So I emptied the storage unit, which tripled my inventory size.
Right.
So I had a good weekend. I made about $700 last weekend. I had a lot of bills though. I went right back out, but I made about $700.
And yard
selling.
sale?
Yeah, but that included my washer and dryer.
Why did you sell your washer and dryer?
Because
Was
I'm
there already-
not gonna hook them up. I got it. Part of my rent deal was I want to put washer and dryer hookups in the apartment,
Yeah.
and to do it all, and it's about $1,100-1,200, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather pay $20 a week at a time feeding quarters into my fucking landlord's quarter machine. So I needed the money, so I sold. You know how I get? I bought them used for like $800 3 years ago, and I sold them for $500 cash. Big deal, right?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I did good. Well, they were nice. They're front-loading LGs that are stackable. You don't have to stack them. They're stackable. Plus, they had the little kit on them to stack them.
Oh, these have the doors on the front.
But yeah, front loaders. They're real nice. Stainless steel on the inside and shit.
I don't know
They're
why.
like $1,700 new for the pair, and I bought them for $800. They
Why
were
do
less than a
people-
year old when I bought them.
Why do people like those? Do you know?
The front loaders,
Yes.
because you can stack them. by definition, you
Stack.
can't have top loaders if you stack them because the bottom one has the top one on it, and the top one is fucking 7 feet in the air. So they're front loaders. Just
No,
like
you
it's the one.
can't stack a front loader.
Of course. Are you out of your fucking mind? It opens like this.
No, I
You got
understand
one
that,
here and one there.
but it still has the fucking on the back of the thing. It still has the fucking button panel you got to push, right?
Sure.
All right, my buddy.
This is the front of the fucking
Oh.
dryer, and all.
Listen,
the thing, there's no
Nitwit,
It's not on the back.
I understand.
The fucking controls are all on the face of it.
Then you
On the
must
front.
have a stackable front loader, because
Yeah.
Ira and Chris down in Florida, they have side by side
Front loaders. I don't know what. That's just
Okay.
a choice. It's a choice.
And the thing about the front
Those
loading,
are stackable, by the way.
the front loading washing machine to
Yeah.
me is a fucking joke. And
I
here's
love
why.
it. I could put 9 towels in it.
Here's why.
9, not 7.
Now, you say to yourself, well, commercial washers are front loaders.
And they're wonderful, by the way. I don't
Yes,
mind.
they are.
I don't mind going to the laundromat.
And you know why? And when I'm talking about commercial, I'm talking about like the laundry companies that do like hospitals.
Yeah,
They
like
have
laundry
mechanical
factories.
They have mechanical trolleys.
Like on Breaking Bad.
And the trolley goes along and it dumps fucking 500 pounds of towels into the washing machine.
Yeah.
And it washes it. And then the washing machine dumps the towels back into a trolley and it
Yeah.
takes it to the dryer.
Those are front loaders.
They're all front loaders.
Yeah.
But the seal that you have to have for a front loader is crazy because you're trying to keep the water from coming out of the side rather than just sticking it in a
So
barrel.
Just fucking clean the fucking thing every fucking month and you're fine. I don't
No, what I'm saying is the front loader, your clothes are not any cleaner. Like if somebody said to me,
I agree.
my clothes are fucking 50
No,
times
no.
cleaner, and that was
No, that's
that was the
bullshit.
consensus.
No, that has nothing to
Then-
do with that.
but
It's
it's-
convenience for whatever space you have.
But I don't see how okay, so Ira has this.
Hi,
got a
Ira.
laundry
Does
room.
Ira listen?
No. He thinks we're idiots.
He's a communist.
No, he just thinks we're morons.
Well, he's right.
He is right, but so he should have top loaders because he's got a narrow laundry room. You know what I mean? So when you open up the front, and you're not going to find a top loading dryer. Dryers are always seem to be in the front,
There are no top loading dryers.
and washing machine seems to be it. So you put the washing machine in first, and then the dryer second. So if you have the dryer door open, then you can still get at the washing.
Listen, I'll tell you, it's all started with the fucking era of the McMansions. It's aesthetically and feng shui
Yes.
more aesthetically pleasing.
People think
to have
they're cool.
two that are front loading. All right,
And somehow they've convinced people that instead of paying $259.9,
which is what they're
for a
worth,
washing machine,
Yeah.
you can pay
$800.
$8,000, $1,000
Yeah,
bucks
it's crazy.
for a fucking washing.
Do you know what a
machine.
fucking well? You buy them refrigerators. You can fucking spend $3,000
You spend
or
more than
10
that.
grand, 15 grand.
Lady buying my house is putting $20,000 worth of kitchen appliances in.
Now listen. Speaking of your next house, I talked to Fran. Have you talked to Fran in the last day or two? He said you gave him a heads up.
I talked to Fran today.
Did he beg you to not fucking schedule people in there while he's in there?
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you,
Because that's
would
how
you
it used
help
to be.
Fran?
I'll help him. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll pay you to go and help Fran.
Well, he'll pay me. He'll pay me too.
No,
I'll help him.
because I need to get Fran in and out.
I knew this was going to happen. This is what he was talking about. So when does this need to be done by?
I'm trying to close on this house October 8th. So,
I cannot help him that weekend of my fucking wedding.
no, I understand that.
I could do it before then.
Fran's talking about going in there like, he asked me to ask the Finnish guy, which I had Alan do, and Alan's going to do it again tomorrow. I'm going down there as well to find out if he would do the upstairs first. Because Fran, unlike Fran is different than you are.
Yeah.
Fran likes to spray the place before the finish work.
I know,
goes
and
on.
it's so stupid, but that's fine. He spends more money on paint that way because he does too.
Well,
he's whatever. His
for
shit
whatever
looks better
reason-
than mine too, so that's fine.
Yeah, but you're a pig and you don't care.
No, I do.
Fran's very detailed.
Yeah, no, his shit looks way better than mine.
But
By the way,
you're
when I do
faster.
shit for him, his way, it looks good too. By the way,
Well, because you care about him, but you don't care about me.
no,
'cause
I really don't.
all the shit you
I
do
just
for me
don't.
looks fucking horrible.
Especially the last 3 or 4 years. There's no doubt.
Fucking paint drips everywhere.
Yeah, it's just
holidays.
A lot of holidays.
But at any rate,
A lot of see-through finish paint on the walls.
so that's the way he likes to do it. So I'm like, Fran, I didn't have the time. I had some issues with the finish guy because he was off the rails. I needed to get him in there and working.
By the way, he's got a lot of good story about the job site.
Who, Fran?
Yeah, he's
I
got
bet.
better stories than I do because he's around. Because no one was ever around when I was around. Well, Scott was the last few houses I did for you.
These people, I'm finding out things because you know me. I don't fucking pay attention.
You're oblivious. You're oblivious.
Yeah, I go down. Someone's working. I have Alan going down every single morning for until the house is sold.
And this is the one that's pre-bought, right? That's the
Yeah.
only thing that's in this stage at this point.
Well, I have one in the one in Carver's sold.
Is that getting finishes yet, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's done.
Oh, that's the first one Fran did for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that,
okay,
That,
yeah.
that house is done.
All right, yeah,
Might
yeah.
need some. I think you already did touch-ups. I mean, it's done. I got a very small punch list. We're going to take care of that. That closes October, somewhere between September 28th and October 19th. That closes because these folks have a house that they're selling, but it's not. They can buy my house without selling theirs.
That's nice.
They're trying to. It was under agreement, and during our negotiations, it fell out of agreement, and they asked if they could have till the 19th, and I worked out a deal where I kept the deposit and could use it.
Okay,
You follow what I'm
beautiful.
saying?
Yeah, beautiful.
Meaning still, so the money's still.
You're very good at all that. Yep, go
it's
ahead.
still accounted. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like they gave me free money, but
No, but
I'm
you got
like,
some flow.
You give me the
You got
money,
some flow.
and then I don't have to draw the money from somewhere
Right.
else.
It's about flow.
And that covers my interest for the 19 days.
That's
if
what
you have to
building
go to the
houses is all
19th,
about.
And then it works.
Right. You got
You know what I
flow.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm very happy. They love the house.
Awesome, though.
It has fucking.
Good for you. It has what?
Did I tell you that it has radon?
Oh, the one in Carver?
Fucking radon.
I'm sorry.
Radon.
I believe it. That's a weird area over there, man.
Let me give you.
So what does
You
that
want to
mean?
talk about radon?
Yeah.
Radon is a.
I could eat a ball of it right now and nothing would happen.
Right.
Like a fucking solid ball of radon. I could
20 plus
ingest
years
it.
ago,
Yeah.
there was a whole fucking thing about living near the power lines. I don't know whether you remember that or not. But like,
Vaguely.
if you live near the power lines,
Yeah, because my
there's
brother Paul bought
electromagnetic-
a house from you 20 years ago.
There's an
That was all going on.
electromagnetic field, and you know your fucking kids are gonna come out with 3 heads.
I believe he has
a
power
droopy
lines
eye.
closer than you do.
Probably does.
Yeah.
So
You can hear him from his fucking deck.
I did a little research on radon. So here's the deal. You can have for you at home, for you, the 3 of you listening. Here's the situation. You can have
All 3 of you.
4 Pico Curies. Pico Curies
To
per
measure
liter.
fucking thing.
Up to 4. Anything over 4 Pico Curies per liter, you have to do something to mitigate the radon, which is basically a little air circulation system that you put in that sucks the air out of the basement and blows it outside. And because radon is a gas that's produced by some sort of, I forget whether the metal is radon. So I went looking around for other things. This is an EPA deal. Now, Pico Curies per liter is a measurement of radiation. Do you follow what I'm saying?
I know.
It's an amount of radiation.
Unit of measurement, and it measures radiation.
Measures radiation. It doesn't measure the amount of radon.
Like a
It
pipe measures fucking liquid.
It measures the amount of radiation
Right.
produced by the radon.
Got you.
Okay, so everybody got that. So 4. Think of 4.
Not that big a number when you think about it.
So
I mean, if you
went-
got 4 tumors, that's a lot of tumors.
and I went and looked for
You got 4 beers, that's not a lot of beers. Sorry, buddy. Guys.
something other that the EPA had so that I could compare it to the radon. So the EPA says that the tailings from a uranium mine, meaning the tailings are the leftovers that nobody,
Yeah.
it's when you dig in a hole, you got the shit you want, you're mining for, like the uranium, and then you got the shit that's just,
Right.
is junk that you got to take out of the way. Now, the acceptable level is 5,000 picocuries per liter.
That's a lot more than 4, man.
Right. That's a lot more than 4. Then I went a little further and found out that you can have 167.5 million picocuries per liter in your drinking water.
And let's face it, that's delicious.
But you can only have 4 picocuries per liter in your basement. So I said,
Why do you think that is, by the way?
Because I think that there's a radon industry. And
Yeah.
they have lobbyists. And
Just
they
like there's
lobby,
an airtight industry all of a sudden, too.
They lobby the EPA and they pay people to do shit and they pay people to write fucking bogus fucking reports.
Right.
And so I have to get a radon mitigation asshole out there to put this fucking thing in for $1,200, and so that it can,
That's all this is costing you is $1,200?
yeah. Thank God it was like $800 to $1,500. I haven't found a dude yet.
Can I ask what the price tag was on that house?
$600.
Oh, you're fine. You'll be fine.
No, I mean it's. I'm not complaining. I'm just, and I sent the information I just told you. I sent to the buyers, and to the buyer's attorney, and to the buyer's realtor, and I said, "This is just a little bit of trivia. I'm putting in the mitigation system. I just don't want you to think that you're moving into a house you're going to get microwaved
Right.
when you go into the basement. Because a lot of people get nervous about this shit, which is why it bothers.
And what did they
people
say?
They don't give a fuck.
That's good. They know. You got to be kind of a
It's all
smart person
bullshit.
to have that house anyway, I'm sure.
It's bullshit. Yeah, you can't be.
Do they have kids?
Well, then again, I bet Cory Booker has a really nice house, and he's a fucking moron.
He'd
I
probably
bet
lose his mind.
Cory Booker
Wouldn't have bought the house.
wouldn't move into a house with radon
Right. Yeah.
because he's dumb.
Right. Because he's stupid.
If you have him figure out some mass shit, he'd fucking just break down and he'd fall down.
What's the demographic of the people that bought that house in Carver? Age demographic.
I have no idea.
You haven't met them?
No.
Oh, I thought the closing already happened. I'm sorry.
September 28th to the 19th.
That's that closing. I got you. So
The other one down on Old Sandwich Road is October 8th.
Yeah. So anyway, back to that. So when is he starting?
Who's starting?
Fran.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, you guys talked today. I thought maybe you worked out some sort of schedule.
I told him I would get him some detail on if they would do the upstairs first. I think I was supposed to call Fran back, and I didn't call him back.
He told me horrifyingly that he had to talk to the homeowner about custom colors. What a nightmare. That's
She's
a nightmare.
really nice.
Oh, I know. He said that, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, I hate that.
And I told him,
How many fucking? It's going to be one of these 14 colored houses.
Well, I told her
She got to pay the extra.
she's got. I think I told her she could have 2 colors in the house.
You were doing 3 with me, and I told Fran that was the deal. One field color and 2 accents, or a bathroom or whatever. We were doing 3.
I don't know what I told.
I don't tell him anything.
I said this to the woman. I said we're doing fucking 2 colors, but tell me if I'm wrong. And she hasn't told me yet, and she would.
Apparently, she's communicated with him about some fucking colors.
But she wants some colors.
Oh, they all want colors. Well, not all of them.
I think
A lot of them
because
settle.
I know. And I
Most
haven't-
people don't care about colors. Let's face it.
and I know that.
But and if you do, you're a maniac. You're a fucking maniac.
No, you're not.
You're a maniac if you want 12 colors in your house. You're a maniac.
You know what the most
Hang shit on the wall.
one
Hang
of the
shit
most
on the wall.
wonderful, one of the best jobs I've ever seen was when Tom Marshall's wife. Remember, right up the street here,
Across
the
the
street
street,
from-
Casper the Friendly House.
she wanted. There were what 5, 6 colors in that house,
There was 9 wall colors. 9.
and
And I charged a
I
grand
looked-
total of $450 extra.
I looked at that house. I thought
$50 a
before she
color.
moved any further, I thought it was a fucking joke. And then she moved all her furniture in and pictures and shit like that.
And it looked fine.
And it was amazing. The colors were wonderful.
By the way, that was not a bad paint job by the crew.
No, that was a good paint job.
Yeah.
That was back when you still cared.
Well, I had fucking 9
Or
guys.
You had at least a guy that cared.
No, I had 9 guys and fucking 9 regular guys like you building houses, and I did people's interiors and exteriors. I had a good little thing going there for a couple of years.
So, well, you still cared.
Oh, I definitely stopped caring right around when I moved out of my now ex's house. That's around when I stopped
no,
caring
you gave
about
up
paint.
caring way before that.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong on that one.
Yeah, no, I'm right.
Around when I had no one working for me. How's that?
So, at any rate,
Because I had to do it, and I'm like, ugh. Oh, fuck.
I don't know what she's got for colors in there, but you know what? She can do whatever she wants, but I believe I said they have to
Now,
be...
have you met this broad?
Oh, God, yeah, she's at the house like every day.
And what's her demographic?
She's 40s. I know that because I
hot.
did the old... So what are you, like 32 or something?
And she's like,
Yeah, I mean, you got to...
she's 48.
But she's very nice. She's a very nice woman. I like her.
Buying it and living alone, or she got
No,
someone
she's
in tow?
got a husband, but the husband... I
Doesn't
think he
fucking
works
care.
and travels a lot.
Oh, all right.
I think he works for a drug company and he's a salesman, and I think
Drugs
he's on
are
the
delicious.
road.
Yep.
So she shows up all the time, and you know, and her brother is a builder. So
She knows her shit.
Yeah, so
Well, that's
which
nice.
is good actually. 'Cause
Why didn't-
I'm not trying to pull the wool over her eyes, and she understands a lot of shit when I say, look, we can't do that because this is going to be here and blah blah blah. So.
What else you got on that list of shit that you said you were going to talk about? What else was eating away at you? You
Well-
clearly had stuff to say about...
Women are not a monolith.
yeah. I mean, I'm listening. Work it.
They're not.
And who are they treated? Who treats women as a monolith?
Well, we talk about women like it's a monolith. We talk about women like
You mean we, me, and you, or we?
no, we the
United
people in the United States of America, the press. They talk about women. Women are paid less than men. Women are, sexually abused more than men. It's you run the gamut. It's women as if women is this one. It's sort of like, it's sort of like black people or any other minority. People assume that all Mexicans think the same way.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And all black people think the same way. And which is about, you know, how we've talked about the word racist as being one of the most fucking evil words to be called.
It's a bad thing to call somebody.
Well, let me tell you something. To say that black people all think this one way, that's about as fucking racist as you're going to get. So, at any rate, I was thinking today because I'm seeing so much of this. There were two things. I was going back through one of our episodes, picking out clips, which had various.
Which has
men-
got to be fun, man.
It is, because you hear shit that, you know,
You forget.
and it's funny.
We do have
Or it's
fucking
at least
spurts
funny.
of brilliance. Spurts of brilliance.
It's funny to us or to me.
It is.
But this was when men were behaving very badly. This was very at the beginning of our show.
That was a
This is like-
fucking serious theme for a while. Months.
One of the things that I was thinking about is none of these men got any fucking due process.
Certainly not at the beginning, yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Now, Bill Cosby, where there were fucking 50 women, maybe he didn't, not yet. Maybe he didn't deserve the due process, but you know, Louis C.K., who didn't rape anybody, and they were like, although he did come out and it just
He barely even fingered anybody.
he didn't touch anyone.
Yeah, I know.
But he did come out and flat out said, "Yeah, I did that shit," which is really stupid. I don't know why, you know.
Well, to admit it, you mean it's stupid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd pull a fucking Trump all day. on
Deny,
that.
deny.
What are you gonna- You're gonna fucking blast your whole career up. But I mean, they were firing people. Some fucking douchebag would come out and say, "I'm sorry, don't throw the. Is that a can? You cocksucker."
Sorry, I thought it was in my house.
Al does not recycle. He's a fucking animal, and he's destroying the planet while we're doing this podcast. Fucking animal.
I'm sorry, Bill.
So,
I just threw some of your money away.
who's Bill?
Wild Bill.
Oh,
That was his
yes.
fucking
Yeah,
nickel.
Don't throw Bill's fucking cans up.
Yeah, man.
So we got these guys that are fucking like getting fired, and because somebody comes out and says, "Well, you know, 20 years ago he tried to touch my pussy," and I was thinking about it because I was sort of on board back when we were talking about it. That like, yeah, get rid of these fucking assholes. But I started thinking, like, what happens if this person was fucking lying?
Right.
Because there are a lot of crazy fucking broads.
That's why I don't like the death penalty.
Yeah, because women, you know how many black people have been killed because a woman was fucking their boyfriend, got caught, and then said they were raped by a black guy.
Do you
You know
know?
how many black people have been put to death?
Now, it's been a
by-
while. Right. I'll just give you a quick example of that in my life. I don't know if you've ascertained, but my wife is she's a smart cookie. You know what I mean? She's fucking very street smart. She's sharp as fuck. My ex-wife is sharp too. Not as street smart, but, you know, natural smarts.
Yeah.
This one is street smart. Whenever she wants me to fucking do something or, you know, settle down or see something her way,
Yeah.
she goes, "I'm going to call the cops." That's my biggest fear. A bitch calls the cops, and all she has to say is, "He hit me," and that's it. You're in jail for the night.
She says to you,
She used to do it often. She doesn't do it anymore.
See,
Back
what
when
I
she
would
was
do
mental,
is
she's
I would
better now.
say,
Since her surgery,
call
she's
the
better.
cops, and I'm going to tell the cops that you need to go to jail.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I'm like, Who the fuck is calling me from 774? God damn it!
My daughter had a friend. She used to go over to their
I
house.
bet
all
you
the
she had a
time.
lot of friends.
They were nice people.
Hot chicks have a lot of friends.
No. This is when Anna was a little kid still. She'd go over these people's house, and these people didn't get along that well. And one night they had a big fight. So the husband ended up calling the cops. And he didn't understand, if you call the cops, they have to take one of you away.
Right? Yeah.
So he called the cops, and then he decided that it would be him that went to jail.
Ugh.
So don't call the cops
Yeah.
ever.
Well, no, but that's what she does,
mean,
and I'm like, there's
While
no
we're on
way
the
I'm.
subject of cops, don't ever call the police, ever.
Yeah.
Because they're not there to help you. They're there to find a way to bring charges against you so that they can justify their existence. They're not there to help you. If you think the police
Well,
are
if
there
you
to
call
help
911 and they show up, they're
they're not here to help you.
yeah.
If there's a guy in your house with 3 guns
Yeah.
and he's shooting shit down in the kitchen, maybe call the cops then. But pretty much they're going to stay outside until you're killed,
Yeah.
and then they'll come in because they're basically a bunch of pussies, too.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that with these school shootings? There's always like the last one where the cop wouldn't go into the fucking school.
Well, that was Parkland, wasn't it? There's been a
He
few.
wouldn't
since then.
go into the school
Yeah.
because he's a pussy,
Yeah.
which most cops are. 'Cause-
Oh yeah, inherently.
yeah. I mean, by
Well,
design,
Except
they're
for the
fucking
guys who were
pussies.
there on a fucking. There's a lot of them who are ex-veterans too, and I don't know. I give them props, but I know what you're saying. Most cops are pussies. That's why I don't like cops. Because
You know what?
You're a pussy. If you certainly
You get an ex-Navy
certainly
SEAL
if you're a
that's cop.
Massachusetts state cop,
Oh,
then you're a pussy.
they're pussies and
They're huge
they're,
pussies.
they're criminals
yeah.
by definition.
Yeah. Oh, and that's FBI type fucking criminally investigated criminals.
Yeah.
They're
And now,
mobsters. They're mobsters.
What we found out is the FBI is even criminal.
Oh,
which
we
was
knew that
pretty
anyway.
sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a police
Now,
force.
you know, they were pretty above reproach for a long time.
I know, but
And
they're
now,
a police force.
well, you know
That's all they
something?
are.
The whole Trump thing has just thrown a curveball into
Yeah.
so many of these organizations.
Absolutely. Well, he tore the lid off the whole fucking town, man.
Yes,
the whole
exactly.
town.
That's
everything.
what I keep saying.
Not just Capitol Hill and the White House. Everything. All of it. He's torn the lid off.
If
of it.
you're one of these Trump haters,
We're looking right
think
down
about
in
this.
it, man. Like,
Think about this. Up until Trump was the nominee, I thought the FBI was above reproach. I thought they were the organization that was not political. I thought they were the organization that, like, if the state police went crazy in a state or a local police department went crazy, they would go in there and they would take over that fucking thing and they would fix it.
Right.
They were no bullshit people. They were very patriotic, loyal. That's why they call them special agents.
yeah, and now they're all
Because-
registered Democrats. And it's
And
fucked.
what this Trump thing showed us, meaning me and you, meaning if you supported Hillary, what this Trump election showed is that there's a lot of scumbags in the FBI that need to go away. Starting with this, I guess he's going before the grand jury. What's the guy's name there? The fucked up last name? Who was talking to his girlfriend at the FBI? McCabe?
Yeah.
No, there was McCabe. He was
Strzok.
Stork.
Strzok.
Yeah.
Strzok.
So McCabe's going before a grand jury, and then Stork is going there pretty soon
I think it's
afterwards.
Strzok.
Strzok, whatever the fuck it is. Well, here's something that bothers me a great deal.
ahead, man.
Alex Jones, who is a lunatic,
Yeah, but he's entertaining.
has been barred from pretty much every social media outlet there is.
It's bizarre, huh?
And I find that
It's disturbing.
very disturbing.
Yeah.
And I don't.
He's so entertaining. Why would you fucking censor him?
Well, and why? What do you think the damage is going to be if you? Is he any more damaging than somebody that?
Half the shit he says he doesn't believe anyway. He's doing it for shock value.
I don't understand. I don't understand why
he's the Daily World News or the Globe, whatever they call it. Like, think of the worst National Enquirer type. What is that thing called?
He's the
Weekly World News.
Alex Jones is a conspiracy theorist for the most part.
But I don't even think he really is. I think he does it for shtick.
And he leans to the right.
Yeah. He does.
No, I think he really believes it. I saw him
he's
on
a little
Joe
shticky.
Rogan. He's
you don't
he's
think it's
unique.
shtick?
Well, I think there's some.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had a legit program, and people watched him, and now
I'm with you on this one, Joe. Go.
These are monopolies have taken this guy's right to speak away.
It's crazy, right?
And I don't think that should be allowed.
I mean, I don't know if I want the government regulating Facebook and Twitter and fucking all that shit.
Danger.
I don't know if I want that. I want them not on the internet, man.
Well, I would like
Then we're China. We're China.
I would like not regulate you can't fucking kick anybody off because you don't think that you don't like.
Oh, well, in that way, yeah, but that's free speech. So what you're saying is we need someone to do a fucking Supreme, get something all the way to Supreme Court. Maybe it'll be Alex Jones.
I think like Alex Jones
will be in front of the Supreme Court.
Should take this to the Supreme Court. And
Next in 2019.
Could say that. But you know what?
It's free speech.
Work.
It's free speech.
If you have a
they're private organizations.
If you have a Ruth Bader Ginsburg that wants to have him have free speech. See, Alex Jones is a perfect example of why having Ruth Bader Ginsburg's is a bad idea.
Right.
Because no fucking liberal cunt wants to have Alex Jones. They want Alex Jones gone.
Yeah, they don't just want him silenced. They want him dead and buried.
Yeah. If you have a court with Ruth Bader Ginsburg's, they're going to let Alex Jones continue to speak. Where I believe if you have a court of people, they're going to say, I don't think that they can get into saying that they would have to make a reach and say the Constitution doesn't deal with, media organizations. You can't force a media organization to publish your shit.
Right.
Even though that they have, YouTube is fucking. It's. If you don't go to YouTube, where else are you going to go for videos? Right?
I mean,
can you put your video somewhere else?
I mean, you can, but YouTube's just the deal. You know what I mean?
YouTube is it. Right?
It's pretty much, yeah.
So does YouTube, can we say that YouTube has...
And YouTube's still Google? Google bought YouTube, right?
Right.
And it's still Google, right?
So does YouTube have a 90% market share?
I would say probably 99 or more. Higher than 99%.
Where people put their videos.
Yeah, 99.
So if you want to put something, you jump a car over a fucking flaming barrel
You're
of
putting
shit.
it on YouTube. You're right. It's a monopoly. It's a monopoly, if that's your point.
So if Alex Jones sues, I don't think they're going to be able to come down in his favor.
And Facebook
it's
owns...
outside of their, their thing.
And Facebook is a monopoly, too. They own Instagram, and I believe they own Snapchat as well. It's all Mark Zuckerberg owns all that shit.
Facebook lost 5% of their
they go up and down. I'm one of them. I'm two of them, actually.
I think
I'm two of them.
People are catching on that this is not a good thing.
It's not. It's bad.
See, I
it's
think
evil.
By
the way, I've been off of it for longer than I've ever been off of it since I've been on it in 2008. 10 years I've been on and off of it. I've been off of it for as long as I've ever been off of it. I'm never ever going back on Facebook ever.
Well, and the other thing is that I
I
have
just puked.
absolutely. Now I'm 55. I'm not fucking 17.
And you don't look
but
a day over 54, Joe.
I have a. Oh, thank you. I think it's my.
You got a lot of what you got on you right tonight is a lot of Bondo powder all over you.
I thought I got a lot of it off.
Yeah, you got a lot of shit on you, man.
Yeah.
And you, what are you doing? The Vitiglio, whatever fucking thing over there?
What?
You get like splotchy.
These are all welding.
Can you
burns.
fucking? Oh, all right, that's what it is.
Welding
like-
burns, various fucking
And
accidents.
Once in a while, just once in a while, will you put some sunscreen on?
No,
You fucking moron. I've had.
fuck that.
Even I put it on
See
now.
this one? This one, I don't know where that came.
That's a straight up fucking burn.
See that one?
Yeah, that's wild. That looks like you went out tanning and had a Band-Aid on. It's
I
weird.
know.
You know what I mean?
That's fucking. That's got some definitive lines on it.
I think you got some skin pigment shit like old Fran's got going on.
Maybe I got Michael Jackson shit.
That's what Fran has.
Am I going to turn black?
What's that called?
I don't-
Vitigli something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's a welding burn. These are welding.
All right.
You know what I mean?
That's funny. You have
So-
gotten some sun, so that's
So
why
when
you
I
can
get
see
in
them.
the sun,
Yeah.
these things start fucking popping.
Oh, you might. Wasn't the left forearm all fucked up from the fucking
Yeah, this
scooter
is where-
accident?
You've got like a 10-minute video of Charlie
Yeah.
licking the scab.
And I'm gonna find it,
wound.
dude. I got them all out. I gotta just do it.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait to find that fucking video.
It's there somewhere.
the
10
best.
minutes of Charlie licking
It
the
is
scab
so
off of a
disturbing.
giant wound.
I mean, so disturbing.
There'll be. You know how much
That-
traffic that fucking wound will get? Just put it up. Put the whole thing up. You don't even have to edit it.
No, I'm not gonna edit it, and I was gonna put music under it, but I think
Just
I'm just gonna
fucking-
put it up.
There,
I gotta put like classical, like
there's so many
Brahms or
fucking
something under it.
freaks out there.
Oh my god,
That'll get a million fucking hits.
so vile.
I'm telling you. Just put it up.
It's literally a 22-minute video of Joe's little fucking Eskimo husky, whatever
American
the fuck.
Eskimo.
American Eskimo.
No, it's like 10 or 11.
No, I had a couple of them. One was 22, and one was
Well,
10,
yes.
one was 5. I have a 22-minute video. It's vile.
Somebody will watch it. I think there's millions that'll watch it.
I know them. I know it.
And they're like scab pickers.
You know what? Maybe I will have.
I'm not the only guy that likes picking scab.
I'll start a Twitter presence just for the show. Twitter doesn't work. I like Twitter for following. I don't think Twitter is a effective social media thing unless you're following celebrities or you are a celebrity. It's weird.
Well, you have to have a certain amount of people following you to have any weight.
Yeah,
You know what I
Twitter's a
mean?
weird thing.
And I don't understand it.
It's good for. I will tell you now because I did it for a little while and now I don't care. When I still had a computer always on and set up at my house, which I don't now. I just have a couple laptops, and if I feel like going online, I do. I'm not online that much, and most of the time it's on the phone.
Well, I'm online a lot.
But
I'm just
Twitter is
not on
fun.
Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah,
or
well, Twitter is fun
Instagram, or I don't give a fuck.
because I found like 400 or 500 celebrities to follow, and it's fun for that. Like I didn't follow any of my friends, or you know what I mean. I didn't use it for that.
Well,
It
like
wasn't
what
social media?
What celebrities do you like to follow?
I would follow like sports guys, sports reporters, news people, political people, some authors I'd follow. There was some scientists who I would follow. Elon Musk, guys like that. Donald Trump, you know what I mean?
So you're not talking about like fucking Tiger Woods or
Oh, I followed Tiger Woods, definitely. But
all
he,
right.
he wasn't a very strong Twitter presence.
some fucking actor or something.
Oh, some actors, like I followed
See, when
Johnny
I hear
Depp. I followed Brad Pitt. I followed...
When I hear celebrity, all I think of is actor.
Yeah, no, I followed some of them too. Definitely. You know, Ryan Reynolds, fucking Clint Eastwood had a Twitter, believe it or not, a little Twitter presence going there. Arnold Schwarzenegger's a fun guy to follow. You know what I mean? For that, Twitter is cool to me, but I don't do it anymore because I don't. I used to come home, have dinner, and go to the computer. I I don't care about the computer anymore.
I can't imagine
I don't-
caring about what anyone says.
It was just a diversion for a little while I did it.
No, I get it. There's a
But
lot
I
of
don't do
people
it
doing
anymore. I don't care. I got my own problems. You know what I mean? One of my problems is finding time to watch TV, which, as previously stated here on Kinda Right,
That's my favorite.
It's my
activity.
favorite pastime. Watching TV. There's nothing better than fucking watching TV. Okay, I would
with a-
rather
with a-
watch
with
TV
a
than get
good
blown.
Bingeable show or
Yeah. Well, you don't watch it, but for me,
Or a
a
good
good
movie.
game. I like a good game once in a while.
I'm not a sports guy, so I don't watch any.
But I'm not a sports guy that I have to watch certain games like this. You know, there's certain soccer games I gotta fucking watch. Okay,
right.
during the football season, there's probably a football game or two I gotta watch. But I just assume watch a fucking interesting horse race or a dog show as the New England Patriots, unless the Patriots are playing a big game. If they're playing a big game, yeah, I'm gonna watch. I do like the spectacle of big time sports. I do like it. I know you don't get it, but to me, that's good TV viewing. But I also like Better Call Saul. Have you been following Better Call Saul?
No.
Better Call Saul, are you familiar with it?
Oh yeah, I've watched. I haven't watched this season yet, but I've watched every season.
Oh, it's only 3 or 4 shows in.
Right. I haven't watched any of it. I'll wait till
Watch
it's all
it.
done.
It's
and then
amazing.
I'll binge
It's
it.
fucking amazing. I don't watch it on Mondays. I watch it, kind of soon after Monday. I
I
watch
gotta
nothing
be honest
live
with you,
anymore.
First three seasons, I haven't been.
Impressed?
Well, it's
You watched
slow.
it though. You watched
I've watched
it.
it.
It's fucking slow, and that's kind of it's charm. I kind of like
Yeah,
the
it's
charm.
slow. I love the
The writing's brilliant.
I love the Big Mike character. I love
Oh yeah, Mike's awesome.
I love the guy.
That's the guy who was in RoboCop.
I love his brother that's in the fucking
His bro-
tinfoil house.
Yeah, his brother is in Tinfoil House is dead. So you didn't see the last episode of the last season.
I think I knew that.
All right.
You know what's
And by the
amazing
way,
to me?
how cute is fucking Kim, the fucking blonde lawyer?
Yeah, she's
Oh
okay.
my God, she's adorable. I totally
You know what?
love her.
I was thinking because there was I was going back over some clips so that we could put clips up, and we were talking about the Kardashians, and the Kardashians are amazing to me in this sense
I follow them too, but I used to, not anymore.
that why anyone would be interested in these people.
Because they're beautiful looking people. They look good.
Well, let me counter that for a second. To me,
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian
She's beautiful.
is not beautiful.
We talk about this all the time.
She's gross
She's fucking gorgeous.
and dumb.
That's
Khloe Kardashian
part of her charm.
is right out ugly, and
I don't know the difference between Khloe and Courtney. I know one of them's okay, one of them's
Courtney
gross.
is.
What about Kylie Jenner?
I don't know anything
That's
about that.
they're the half sister, and that's Bruce Jenner's. I mean,
I don't know
Jenner's.
anything about really any of them.
Caitlyn Jenner is fucking Kylie Jenner's dad.
Kim Kardashian has a.
Caitlyn is her dad.
I believe she has ass fucking. She had things installed into her ass to make her ass.
Which one
even
is this?
bigger. This is Kim. This is the whore sister that started it all. Like I
Yeah,
think-
Ray J was banging her in her butthole in a viral video. That's how she got famous.
Well, I don't think Ray J was banging her in.
It was in her
ass.
butthole, or was it
Yeah.
just from behind?
I think it was just from behind.
No, I'm
but
pretty sure he was in her butthole.
could be,
Yeah.
but
There's nothing wrong with that, by
it
the
is
way.
one of the most to me.
Doesn't
it
make them bad
remains
people.
one of the most amazing things to me how these
Imbeciles.
they have nothing to offer that is good.
I'm
Nothing.
with you.
They have no redeeming
Listen,
qualities.
all that is collateral damage for being in a society where there's a lot of cool shit.
If
It's
you-
just collateral damage. That's
if-
all it is.
if your
it's
thing
weird
is
shrapnel,
to-
it's shrapnel. There's shrapnel.
If your thing is to look at people that have wealth and some money and but are just disgusting human beings, then I guess
I don't know. They don't bother me as much. I don't know why. Because they're pleasant to look at. I guess
because they're
I don't know.
disgusting.
They're not that disgusting, Joe.
We're talking about
They're
people.
no more
these are the
disgusting
most-
than you or I would be in their
No,
situation.
no. You have to understand. I don't think you and I are ever going to be in this situation.
Well, because we don't look as good.
I don't
That's-
think it has.
that's all
any-
it is.
I don't think it has anything about. It's not about looks.
You're in denial about their looks. They're all
I
beautiful.
believe that you're going to find way more women by like a 3 or 4 to 1 margin watch the Kardashians than men,
And why is that?
because
Women are stupid.
for whatever reason, women like that,
That whole thing.
the thing, whatever
Yeah,
it is,
Whatever it is.
whatever it is that's attractive. It could be 10 to 1,
I mean,
and it says so much about. If you're looking for a reason why the Middle Easterners fucking hate us,
yeah,
the Kardashians.
you're right about that.
have a lot to
yeah,
do
yeah.
with it.
You're absolutely right about that.
They're despicable fucking scum that should be.
Executed.
They shouldn't be executed. The idea that
They should be made to
these
clean
women-
toilets the
these
rest of their
women
life.
that could somehow become the most famous women, or some of the most
Sure.
famous women on the planet, who have done nothing of note, nothing,
Literally.
literally zero.
It's
Haven't
shrapnel, Joe.
invented anything, haven't done anything.
It's all because of CNN. It's about CNN. It's
think
about
anybody
Facebook. It's about the tech boom fucking 25, 30 years ago. It's all of
I
that.
think-
And they are just shrapnel from this.
They're an aberration. I think
An aberration.
you could take the smartest executive from every major network and they could not tell you
Why?
how.
Why?
If they could, they would create a
Right.
Kardashian.
Listen, you know when you put elements together and you make a man-made compound and there's a new element on the periodic table? You know what I'm talking about? It's a man-made element, and the shit that is, I forget what the word is, but the waste or the shit is left over after you smash all that shit together and make a new element. That's the Kardashians, the shit that's left over. But it's there.
The only good thing about the Kardashians is if you're raising a daughter and the Kardashians come up, you can say everything that they do is what you shouldn't do,
Right.
because they are representative of everything that
You got to talk into the microphone.
everything that is wrong. So do the opposite. That's the only redeeming value.
buddy. Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want to be, I don't want to be mean to them. I'm just saying these people, they're scum by definition.
Yeah.
They're not, I don't even know if they're bad people. I don't know if they're mean
Yeah,
people.
I'm not going to call them scum because I'm not sure they're bad people.
No, they're scum by definition.
Yeah. Yeah, they're shrapnel. They're scum.
Meaning
Scum is shrapnel.
like shit rises to the top.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like
they're stuck to
cream.
they're stuck to the side of the aquarium.
Cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
So does shit.
Yeah.
The Kardashians
They're stuck to the
Are-
side of the aquarium.
are shit.
They're scum.
Shit that rose to the top with the cream.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Because they have no people that are famous for the most part, usually
I
and we're talking about actors and actresses here, which is, a whole fucking thing.
They're a byproduct. That's what I was talking about. They're a byproduct of all the good shit that we have in this country. I would rather live in a world with the Kardashians than without. Because they're a byproduct.
Really?
Yeah, I would rather them be there because they're a byproduct of all this other good shit that is America. It's just a byproduct. It's the shrapnel. It's scum. You're right. It's film. It's film on the side of the aquarium. It's part of the deal. They are part of the deal. You know what I mean? We have this fucking wonderful time and place that we live in, and they're just a byproduct of that. That's it, Joe, and that's fine. I don't think they damage anything. They're not damaging.
I definitely think they're absolutely damaging.
So they damaging to
because they create
5% of little girls' fucking self-perception. Something else is going to damage that, Joe. Something else is going to do that.
100 million people.
Something else is going to damage that.
Look, you have
people in darkest Africa don't know about the Kardashians.
Here's what you could say. Here's something you could say. The Kardashians are what has resulted. What is the bad that has resulted from social media and technology?
I agree. I'm talking about, and I lump that in with the good shit in America.
This is the
agree.
Bad side of social media.
And if that's all
technology.
it is, yeah, I agree 100%. You're right. I love your analysis.
They're a force for bad. They're not.
I don't think they're a force for bad. They're not force.
Absolutely,
they're a byproduct, Joe. They're a byproduct.
Because
they're a necessary
you have
evil.
People looking at them with like they want to emulate them. They want to be like the Kardashians.
I don't know, man. I think you're not giving people enough
kidding?
credit. They're strict entertainment. They're just entertaining.
They have people. I believe that there are people that can watch the Kardashians and laugh at them and make fun of them.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a lot of people that do that.
Most people.
I don't think
the middle 70% we always talk about.
But I think there's enough that watch them and say, like, if I could get through an episode of the Kardashians without throwing up.
I've never done it.
I've seen some of it, usually with Bruce Jenner walking around in the back. Before he became. And you just go, these are some of the dumbest fucking human beings I've ever seen. And you laugh at them.
I never even got that
they're
far
a
into it.
Joke.
I think I seen one show for maybe, there were half-hour shows, maybe 20 minutes, 2 segments.
And I think there are enough people, there's enough.
And by the way, this was way before Bruce announced he was gay, and I was fairly certain he was gay.
No, he's not gay.
He's 100% gay. He's a gay man.
No, he's a transgender.
And Bruce Jenner is a gay man.
Does he like cock?
Yeah, he loves it.
All right, we'll go on to that.
He likes dick.
Here's the deal with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I hope that 70 or 80% of the people that watch the Kardashians make fun of them while watching.
70%. I'm with you.
Because I hope it's 80, because that only means that 20% are going, boy, I wish I could be like them.
No, I think it's 10 and 10.
Because if you're thinking that you should be like them, they're fucking scum.
No, it's not even 10. It's 5% of the population, or less. It's straight up entertainment.
Bruce Jenner is the only one that was ever on that show that has a fucking...
It's Speed Racer. It's no different than Speed Racer. Or the Rugrats. Or Sesame Street.
Bruce Jenner
entertaining.
It's the only one on there that has ever deserved any... that's credible.
Bruce Jenner was literally the greatest athlete in the world in 1976.
Literally.
He was the greatest athlete in the world in 1976.
Talk about bad joke.
6'2", 210 of fucking raw muscle, speed, power, and good health and good eating.
Wildly disciplined too.
Well, highly disciplined. We've talked about that early on one of our. I think it was even a pre-show. One of the unpublished shows. Bruce Jenner is the model of someone with ridiculous self-discipline. He wasn't just naturally gifted. He had discipline.
Yeah. I think he was naturally gifted,
He wa-
probably, but
You
also
have to
had
be, yeah.
crazy self-discipline.
Crazy. Totally. Just like Lance Armstrong, who, we determined a couple shows ago is an awful human being, but pretty good discipline, man.
Well, I don't.
Dope all the blood. He didn't even need the.
He did some.
He fucking pulled himself out from fucking ball cancer, and then he figured some way to.
He did some bad shit to people
Yeah.
along the way who questioned.
But he had serious discipline, like
had
Bruce
amazing
Jenner
discipline,
does.
and
And did.
I don't think Lance is an evil person. Like, I don't think Lance is.
No, he's a businessman. He's
I don't
a
think he's
businessman.
sociopathic in the sense
He's a
like
businessman.
he could kill 20 people
It's
and not
just
even
business.
think about it.
It's business.
I believe the guy's got, he's got like 5 kids and he cares about them. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't think he's a fucking total sociopath.
No, he's not, man.
I think
He's a businessman.
he knew
He's a salesman.
I either have
He's
to
a
keep
fucking
this thing
salesman.
fucking going.
Yeah. You gonna be all right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have to keep this thing going, this narrative where I am fucking clean, and
Right.
anybody that comes out against me, I'm going to destroy him.
Right.
Or I got to fold it up, you
Right.
know. And until he just got fucking caught red-handed, he held on to that narrative, and with the discipline that he has to. I mean, he rode the fucking bicycle through those races.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nobody else wrote it.
And won. And our roided up guy, or the United States roided up
Beat
guy,
their roided
beat
up guy.
their roided up guy.
Wasn't
every
steroids,
time.
by the way. It was dope blood. It's different, man.
Well, roided up sounds funny.
It is funny. So you got anything else over there that you needed to talk about?
Well, Trump has stripped us of our civility. This is another quote from the. It's all a quote.
Who said that?
This is the insider, anonymous insider, who's inside the White House, saving us from ourselves. Imagine the arrogance that you have to think that you know better than all of the people that voted for Trump.
Yeah, right.
And
By the way, he didn't win the popular vote.
you are going to save us from the evil Trumpster.
Because you know better. Like Hillary, you know what.
You know better.
Yeah, you know better.
The arrogance of that is fucking phenomenal. Trump has stripped us from our civility, meaning what happened in this country was we no longer could say, that person over there is a fucking dirtbag.
Right.
Because that wouldn't be civil.
There's no more calling a spade, Joe.
And you know what? I can say with impunity now, probably because of Trump, that Hillary should be fucking executed because she's a criminal. And I couldn't say, a lot of that shit you couldn't say.
Yeah, right.
So I don't believe we've been stripped of our civility. I think we've been stripped of the fucking saran wrap layer of bullshit that has been covering what people really want to say for a long time.
Right.
And it's not a bunch of racists. It's a bunch of people that are pretty fed up with being spoon-fed this bullshit from assholes in Washington who don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Like, Barack Obama, who was a nice guy
Seems it.
who had no idea what he was fucking doing.
I don't know how nice of a guy he is actually.
Me neither. I'm just saying that because he seems like a nice guy,
Well, he's just another salesman. Fucking Cheshire Cat smiling motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, then again, George W. Bush got himself elected president of the United States, so
Talk about dumb.
that guy's not that smart. He's degreed, though, because he's rich. He was rich.
No, he's Cory Booker dumb.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing.
Now that doesn't mean that he can't function, but
Handsome though, by the way.
and in shape, but dumb.
Yeah.
George always looked puzzled. You know
I
what
like
mean?
I like that he keeps himself out of the fucking. That's what he's supposed to do as an ex-pres. He's out of the fray. Jimmy Carter did it for a little while. He's been a little bit loud and obnoxious the past. Whoa, look at that. Year and a half, 2 years.
Well, I think George Bush has to go away because he's a war criminal.
Oh, I know you. I know.
You know what I mean?
He's probably like he wants to stay off the radar type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like me at work. I'm trying to stay off the boss's radar because he's gonna know that I want out.
Look,
Hopefully he's not listening.
And I don't think this is entirely W's fault. I think it's had a lot to do with Cheney and the people that he had around him. You know, if you look and there's a couple documentaries you should watch where it shows how, fucking Rumsfeld and Cheney were around with Nixon, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I believe there was a lot of like steering George Bush in certain directions.
That's a handsome man, Don Rumsfeld, by the way.
I believe George Bush knew what he was doing, but there was a lot of late night, well, if we don't do this, Mr. President, things are going to go, you know what I mean? Meaning it was 90% his choice, but if they weren't there, he probably wouldn't have done it.
Right.
Like go to war.
Those are the
Iraq.
guys that he chose as advisors.
Right.
If he'd chosen someone else, maybe it would have been different.
And
Who
those
knows,
were
though?
all
You can't-
Poppies. Those were Poppies guys.
Yeah, but you're right. They were all from the Nixon era. I mean,
Well, they were
Nixon,
from his
Ford,
father's era.
fucking Reagan, fucking Bush. You know?
So you got Poppies guys, Nixon guys in there, and they've been thinking a certain way for a long time.
His father was president 14 years after Nixon left office. Nixon left office in 1974. George Bush Sr. was elected in 1988. That's not that far away from each other.
No,
That's less time from fucking when Bill Clinton was president. Way less. You know what I mean?
fucking A.
It's just weird how time moves fucking fast when you think about it. It moves slower when you're younger. I told my kids, I've been telling them forever, time don't move as slow. You start getting older. You know what I'm saying, Joe?
I do.
It's fucking crazed, isn't it?
Well,
Can't believe it's a year later already. It's a year later. Here we are. It's a year later.
you think so?
Already. It's a year later.
Who is Nex Martin? Do you know this guy?
It sounds familiar. How is Nex Martin on your radar?
He follows us.
Oh, that's probably someone from that Ramen Records. I'm giving you a fucking. Finally giving you a plug, honey. Ramen Records is some broad who wanted to follow. As soon as I got on SoundCloud, she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, let's share listeners or whatever." And I clicked off yes, and I never like any of her shit, but somehow her listeners click off. They don't really listen to our shit.
San Francisco is our overwhelmingly top listener.
That's where listener 634444447 whatever is from. I thought it was my brother. It's not.
No, it's somebody that
They devour us, man. And I'm sure it's somebody we know, by the way. It might not be.
I don't know. I don't know anybody in San Francisco. I don't think.
No, I'm just saying it's somebody who hooked on early from the Ramen Records thing, and they happen to listen to us too.
And you think they just
They click. They like
But
everything we do.
We don't have enough shows, so obviously somehow they've turned.
What do you mean enough shows? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is either they have to click on each one of our shows 17 times to listen to it, or there's more than one person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, nobody listens to the show in its entirety. First of all, no one downloads it because we always forget to set the downloadable thing. That should be by default.
I have everything downloaded.
All right, good. And then the other thing is nobody.
But I don't think
Nobody
anybody downloads
listen.
it anyway.
As much as you want to listen to a podcast beginning to end, most people listen to it in 3 or 4 fucking sittings. And that's why that's not unique listeners, that's listens. So the
Yeah.
same person, if they listen to a show over the course of 4 times, you get 4 listens.
I understand.
You know what I
and
mean?
that's why we need a unique listener category in our
They
stats.
we don't pay
at
for
some-
that. We can pay for that. We don't pay for that
Yeah,
right now.
At some point. At
Yeah,
some point.
At some
Well,
point.
We're not there yet.
No, because nobody listens. I mean, 40 people listen, maybe. Maybe. That's my guess.
Yeah.
They say it's between 40 and 5,000, and I'm pretty sure it's 41 or something.
And that's where we're going to be.
Yeah. For at least longer than we were going to commit to this. Because we said 2 years, and we're going to do it longer than 2 years, I'm pretty sure. I'm having fun. I don't know about you. I love it. It's therapy for me, too. I'm
Well,
not always honest,
we're
though.
at
You're
2 years
you're supposed
and-
to be honest with your
And
therapist.
we're not growing.
Oh, we'll be growing. It'll just be
As long
slowly.
as long as it's growing.
It won't be
after
any.
18 months.
It won't be exponentially, my friend.
No, but no. I'm not talking about
It'll be
doubling
steady.
every month.
No, it'll be steady.
But
You're
if
only
it
going to.
shrinks,
It'll
yeah.
never shrink.
then we know we're doing something
It'll
wrong.
never shrink. It will
know?
never shrink.
But persistence.
We are in
and
too
I
many
send you
places.
I send you these articles. Like I sent you the one that,
Yeah.
like
All you got to do is put the
fucking
content
have
out
to,
there.
You have to
You have
keep doing it.
You have to keep doing it.
Don't quit.
No,
The people that quit
I'm not quitting.
are the same ones that, look, you quit, you fail.
You can't quit.
You got to keep doing it.
It's
That's why
and
we
it's
both.
good.
That's why we agreed on 2 years.
And it's good, clean fun. It keeps us out of trouble.
yeah,
Because if we weren't recording us talking, we'd
probably
be fucking be
drinking.
shit faced.
right.
At least twice a week. At least on those nights. It would be crazed like it was always before.
Yeah,
It's actually good for our health. This show, believe it or not. Yeah. By the end of the show, I sound a little drunk because I am. But I'm not fucking shit faced. Fucking mumbling, stumbling,
Yeah, I'm
bumbling
not shit-faced
like I
at
would
all.
be. You know what I mean?
like 4 Diet Cokes.
I would have 30 beers
2
in me
beers.
by now since 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
Literally
we were
30.
just shooting the shit.
Literally, we would be through
we'd be
with 2.
hammering beers.
We'd be hammering beers. We'd be through, almost done with the second 30 pack by now. You know what I mean?
Well,
And I've only had half a pint of booze and a swallow of Patty's wine and
I
rum
think
and 6
Trump has stripped us of our civilities.
beers. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
And it's very arrogant.
Well, it's not just arrogant. It's insulting. It's fucking insulting.
I am going to save. And you know something? Even CNN put up an article or an op-ed from somebody, probably, I think he was Republican, that basically said this is a grotesque thing. Because what you're doing is you're saying, I know better than all the people.
Well, that's the whole fucking basis of being a fucking registered Democrat, fucking liberal panty waist wearing fucking
I don't
suck
think it's
ass.
not Democrat.
It's Hillary
I'm talking
Clinton-esque.
I'm talking about crazy liberal.
I hear you
They
there.
believe.
Yeah.
Cory Booker believes. See, now here's what
So
makes
does
a Cory
Hillary
Booker
Clinton, by the way.
really dangerous.
Yeah.
Because not only is Cory Booker dumb,
Yeah.
but he thinks that he knows better than most people.
Of course he does.
And
He doesn't even entertain the fact that you know what's good for you.
Cory Booker, quote, I'm knowingly violating rules to release Kavanaugh emails.
Yeah.
Well, you go for it, Cory.
He did. He went for it. He did it. There'll be no repercussions.
I don't think anybody cares.
No, nobody cares.
Because they're not.
Wasn't that big a deal?
These emails are. There's
They're
no
nothing.
email
Yeah.
saying, when I get into the Supreme Court, I'm going to make slavery legal
You saw
again.
what he said. He was saying that, whatever, it was an affirmative action thing, and I forget exactly what it pertained to. And he's like, these people were given jobs based on the fact that they were, fucking black. And he said, and that ain't right. He had the nerve to say that affirmative action maybe isn't a good thing. Which I know you're an affirmative action guy. I don't know if I am or not. I'm not that smart to have properly analyzed it and everything.
Well,
But he dared say at some point that, well, maybe, affirmative action isn't all it's fucking cracked up to
here's
be
where
in this
I'm
fucking
an
instance.
affirmative action guy in this sense.
Because you're a common sense guy, Joe.
If you didn't have it in some places, meaning like
Cops.
or the fire department,
Yeah.
there wouldn't be
Any black
black people
firefighters.
ever.
No.
Today, there would be no black firefighters.
And all affirmative action does is make sure that the same segment of the population
If
is
you got
represented in any
13%
particular.
black people
It's 13% in that
and you
profession.
got 100 guys, then you should have
13
black
guys.
firefighters.
Right. That's all affirmative action is. That's all it is. And it's common sense.
And that makes a lot of sense
It
to
does.
me. Unlike the insufferable Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau.
son of Fidel Castro, by the way.
This guy just cannot fucking
Biological son.
have a heart attack
Fidel
or be
Castro.
hit by a bus fast enough.
Right.
This guy is such a fucking asshole. And he just got kicked in the teeth today. It was fucking
Oh, what
great.
happened? I missed it.
Well, it was kind of a trade thing where the United States was working with Mexico without Canada.
Right.
And Canada was saying condescending shit to Mexico like, hey, don't worry about it. You know, when the United States fucks you over, we'll help you out. And then the United States Mexico made a great deal with the United States,
Yeah.
leaving out a lot of Canada. And Canada was like, oh, wait a minute. We want that deal too. And Trump was like, well, fuck you.
yourself.
You know what I mean?
And here's an extra tariff on your
hey,
steel,
Justin,
stupid.
you condescending little cunt.
Right.
Fuck you. You know,
Oh, and on your cars, too.
this is the guy. I told you this. This is the guy that didn't matter about qualifications. He had a 50-50 split in his cabinet, men, women.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if there's 15 people, what happened? But if there were 16 people, it was going to be 8 women, 8 men, regardless of qualification, because he's so fucking on top of it.
Yeah.
What an asshole! Die, you cunt! All right,
I don't know if history is going to treat that guy very well, to be
no,
honest
he's a
with you.
cunt.
Yeah.
He's insufferable.
And I don't...
He's
do-
a fucking.
Do they have similar... so he's the Prime Minister of Canada, right?
Believe me, he doesn't speak for.
Can
doesn't
he
speak
run
for-
again? Is that a 6-year deal? That's
I don't know.
That's a one-term deal up there for 6 years,
I'm
ain't
not
it?
sure. I think it's 2, but
But it's 6
believe
years,
me,
not
I
4.
believe 30% of Canadians are behind this asshole.
30?
Yeah, I can't imagine that he's well liked.
Well, somehow he made it happen. Is he a Labor Party? I don't even know what they're called up there.
don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't follow.
Isn't that awful?
Who follows Canada? It's a fucking joke.
Well, you love Canada, Joe. You told me that's Nirvana.
I believe you're lying.
No, you love Canada. I asked you what's better than America. You said Canada. You fucking said that, and everyone knows you said it because it was recent.
In the sense that if you want to go to a place and turn your mind off, there's not a lot of racism in Canada.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's not a lot of...
Murder.
Canada's like milk toast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cold,
It's
fucking
just fucking
icy
a
milk
lot of
toast.
people staying inside watching TV,
Yeah.
not interacting. There's not a lot of murder because it's too fucking cold to murder
Right.
people.
Nobody's getting all worked up.
Yeah.
It's just like
Fucking 20 below zero. I'm not going out murdering anybody tonight.
yeah. No one's looking for a gun. They're looking for a fucking blanket. All right. You know.
Looking for a blanket or some fucking kerosene for a heater. Or,
Another
some
pair of
wood.
socks.
they
you
don't
know?
even want to kill you with a fucking log because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something they can burn.
Do you got some fucking gloves? Never mind bullets. Fucking keep your bullets.
Right.
I need a hat. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Give me a fucking,
Yeah.
give me a pair of socks, you motherfucker.
And you know what? All right.
All right,
Skates. The skates look like fun. Maybe we'll play a little fucking hockey on the ice. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
That's. I know what you're saying. In that way, but Justin Trudeau is in charge of that fucking place.
He's a cunt.
He's a cunt, and he's the son of a communist. So that's that.
That's for sure.
So anyway,
all right, on that note,
so
we're leaving.
Yeah, this was fun, Joe.
I'm leaving.
We took a brief break, but it was literally only a minute and a half. We didn't even need to, but Joe was walking towards the fridge, and I had to pee. That's why I shut the mic off.
How long are we?
We've been talking for 2 hours and 5 minutes.
All right, that's a perfect show.
That's way over average, Joe.
So everybody,
So my name is Al. His
I'm
name is
Joe,
Joe.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
and
this thing is called Kinda Right. Kinda Right at yahoo.com. Kinda Right at yahoo.com. Please
tell a friend.
tell a friend.
Tell an enemy.
Tell an enemy.
Tell
And
someone that kicked you in the balls.
the next time we see you, it'll be,
And I'm breaking my rule. I'm
it'll
going
be
to
a
go up
Tuesday.
and have 3 slices of pizza at 8:30.
Oh, good for you. I'm looking.
Because I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm thinking about some dried. There's a Brazilian joint on the way home, and they have.
The hanging meat.
He makes. By the way, linguiça in Portuguese, all that means is sausage. So this Brazilian joint has 7 different types of linguiça, and when it gets down to like.
So when he says, "Will you suck the jizz out of my linguiça?"
Well, when it gets down to like it
you're
being
not fooled.
maybe not up to date, what he does is he puts it in the dehydrator and he makes linguiça jerky.
Right.
But he doesn't always have it. Like on the weekends, it's tough to get. But like fucking right now, he might have some.
Out of date
That's where I'm
fucking
stopping.
meat.
No, it's dehydrated. It's like linguiça jerky.
That's
It's
what he tells
wonderful. Well, no, it's this.
Go home and shit for a week.
No, I've been sustaining on it for months. It's wonderful. It's 2 doors down from my house. I love it. I love where I live.
A lot of protein, no fat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Good for you.
pure protein. This is the first time I started here on Kinda Right.
Everybody say goodbye
to stand
to
for
the
it.
little.
To my
say
little
goodbye
friend.
to the little friend.
My little friend. Bye.